So we can do what's handle on the mic from Leon Paradise. Random stream drop like a Dragon Ball fight. No lie, plan stream stacking up, but here's a twist in time. Freestyling on the deck like Luffy's punchlines. Up the channels, faceting Zoro sword swings. Gaming pop culture, it's the chaos he brings. Talking movie reboots, superhero hype. Hondo passing the mic, now Bishop's in sight. Cutting flip screen, frame by frame, I align. Laying bass lines heavy, keep the rhythm divine. Dropping 5 videos, can't keep up with the pace. Pass the mic back, Leo's leading the chase. Off the rails, no script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. No script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. The rails, no script, just a freestyle rhyme. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life.
Welcome to a very special late night edition of the Lunch Hour. So I guess this is just a late night with Leon. How are all you vital idols doing? Yes, I apologize for the regular Lunch Hour stream today not happening. Needless to say, there was some personal real life things that had to be attended to first. But we're back. I ain't ever gonna miss an opportunity to stream with you cool cats. I apologize to Zaxxon that I couldn't make it to his stream tonight. In fact, I'm streaming over him like a douche canoe. But this was really the only time I could actually do the makeup stream. So that being said, we got plenty to talk about. People are melting down over Brie Larson being casted in Mario. We've got, Asmongold saying the industry must die. There's Hasan Piker drama. Zoran Mamdani is, already begging for Trump to help him. All this and more. So we're going to get into it. Before we do, let's see what Vitalile's in the house. We had Valiant Goat in here first. Shout out. How you doing, Valiant Goat? Jake, motherfucking Martin. And then Jake came in, opened it off with a $10 super sticker, a 10 banger gifty. Shout out, you love to see it. Truly appreciated. Jake, this is for you.
How you doing, sir? Good. Can we talk to you? Where are you from? You live in New York?
Who are you?
Don Lemon.
You're a fucking moron, dude.
You love to see it. It's like, we're going to get into so much like political or political adjacent news. Had to start with Don Lemon. Lionheart is in the house. Shout out Lionheart. Daxon, our best mod in the whole damn land. Gal Kerriman is here. Thank you for showing up. Blue Collar Loser is doing Ozzy at karaoke. It's an interesting choice to sing for your mom, but you're dusting the wind. Now, there's a good one there. Let's see. Person 11 in the house. Oh, and BCL came in with a 2-banger, streamed Rain of Fire today. So effing underrated. Shout out.
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
Are you talking about the... You say streamed it, and I know you do a lot of gaming streams. The video game or the movie? Because the game is one of the very few tie-in movie games that's really good. Like the Rain of Fire video game for PS2, I remember being really good. Now, I haven't played it in years, so maybe it doesn't actually hold up, and I was just young and dumb. But either way, yeah, Rain of Fire is awesome. Watcher X, shout out. Pip911, one of you young again. The PS3 turns 20 next year as well. Yeah, we already talked about that with the Wii, but yup. Matt Funcool, shout out Matt. What you up to, brother, man? I think for now, that is everybody. So let's get into it. Let's talk about our first topic, right? First topic, maybe I'm going to lose my gamer chud card. Maybe I'm going to lose my Gamergate chud card here, but I, so far, don't have an issue with Brie Larson being cast in the Mario movie. But let's see what Flash has to say. Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer Backlash. Hollywood lunatic dragged over insane take. Let's find out.
So Nintendo showed off the first trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which is coming out April 2026. And there's a bit of a controversial casting choice.
Mind you, I haven't actually watched the trailer yet. We're gonna watch the trailer after this. But I heard about this casting and people were melting down about it. We're gonna listen to the trailer after this to find out if she's fine. Because for those of y'all that don't know or weren't following me back in the time, I don't even remember. Yeah, I was doing content at the time because I did my review of the movie dressed as Mario. Anyway, I was a big proponent for Chris Pratt as Mario. I thought the casting was totally fine, and I think the casting of Brie Larson is fine. We'll get into why.
Brie Larson will be in the movie playing Rosalina. And I saw that, and I really didn't think anything of it, to be honest, because Brie Larson hasn't done anything crazy in a long time.
Exactly! That's the exact reason. Look, if this was half a decade ago, if this was 5 years ago, I'd be moaning and groaning too. I'd be being annoying about this. I would absolutely be full-on Gamergate chud about this because 5 years ago, Brie Larson was annoying as fuck. But lately, she's shut the fuck up. She hasn't said anything in a long time. In fact, the few times she has said shit, it's been pretty base. Y'all remember when she was doing press at a movie festival, right? It was a movie festival, and Johnny Depp had like some big comeback movie that was being shown off. It was like the Cannes Film Festival or something. I don't remember. Anyway, so Johnny Depp, this is right after all the stuff with Amber Heard and whatnot, and the press still fucking hated him because, hashtag Me Too and dumb shit like that. And for whatever reason, this journalist tried to get a clip for the headline of Brie Larson, protecting Amber Heard or talking shit on Johnny Depp. So the journalist was like, what do you think of Johnny Depp here premiering his film after the Amber Heard allegations and whatnot? And she goes, the fuck that got to do with me? Like, that's basically what she said. Obviously, she gave a much more respectable answer than that. She basically boiled it down to like, yeah, I'm here to talk about movies and the movie I'm in. That's not any of my business. She gave a very diplomatic answer, which was correct. So needless to say, I got no issue with Larson as of right now. So long as she doesn't open her goddamn mouth and say some ridiculous shit on the press junkets for Mario 2, I'll be fine. Frankly, I'm more worried about Seth Rogen saying some dumb shit than her, assuming he's coming back as Donkey Kong.
Used to say wild shit constantly. That's kind of changed. She, I think, honestly has been on somewhat of a redemption arc. I think this movie will be fun. But there's still a lot of people talking about it. Notably, Grace Randolph, who is getting a lot of shit.
I saw Grace Randolph's take about this on X like an hour ago. Like right before going live, dude. Not right before, like an hour ago. I was just scrolling through X, like, all right, I gotta stream in an hour. Let's just chill out, play on the internet, whatnot. And I saw Grace Randolph's ridiculous take. I didn't know that's what this video was going to be about. All right, let's go.
Right now, we're going to go over that. But I just want to say, in general, the first movie, when this came out, was really funny. Because critics hated it. They did not like this movie.
Bro, critics hated this shit. If I remember right, Grace Randolph hated this shit. But didn't she say something like, I think the Japanese people, like, have a thing for, people that turn into cats? Like, I don't even remember what her whole fucking diatribe was. Grace Randolph, hey, I fucking loved it. If you guys want to see me back when I was still fat, I reviewed this movie in a full Mario cosplay. It was awesome. Good time. I loved the movie. I also roasted, but this wasn't just a left-leaning thing. Like, yeah, you had Grace Randolph being fucking retarded about this movie. You also had Tim Pool throwing a bitch fit. You had Tim Pool being like, it's woke! The movie's woke! And so, like, I've got this fucking old-school video. The thumbnail I still find hilarious. I turned Tim's beanie into, like, a Wario beanie, and, roasted the fuck out of Tim Pool for his take. This movie, look, guys, I'm stoked. The first one was awesome. I'm very excited for the second one.
You can see it right here. Top critics, 44%. All critics, 59%. I think that's actually gone up a little bit. But overall, critics, they didn't like the movie. Audiences, they loved it. They went in there getting what they wanted, which was just a straight...
Bro, this is one of the most diverse, and I mean this in a positive way, movie theater experiences I'd ever visited. And by diverse, I mean the age range, right? I saw 4-year-olds, I saw 64-year-olds. When this movie came out, was I 30? I think it was around 30, 29, something like that. Like, dude, it was a packed house theater all different age ranges, all different, not all different genders, both different genders. Like, this movie was an event, dude. This was truly like a bring everyone together kind of moment.
Straight up fun Mario movie. Doesn't need to be revolutionary. It just needs to be fun. I don't know, like that was one of the biggest critic points on the movie is that it was a pretty simple movie. Like, well, what does it need to do?
Worked.
It just needs to introduce these Mario
movie.
characters and have them go on an adventure so that you can tell more. It's a basic kids movie. And that's, I think, what Nintendo was going for. That, and I think they did want to play it.
Now, here's the dealio. I'm massively excited for Zelda. I am stoked for live-action Zelda. Look, Mario, you can get away with being a basic, simple kids movie. In fact, that's what I want out of it. That's what I want out of Mario. Zelda, though, Zelda gotta have a little bite to it. Zelda gotta have a little bit of teeth to it. Zelda, first of all, I like that it's live action. I want to see a more family-friendly, family-oriented version of something akin to the Lord of the Rings, right? I think there's gotta be some bite to it. There's gotta be some nuance. There's gotta be some grit. Obviously, keep it PG-13. It's the Legend of Zelda. But boy, I'm getting out with this. All I ever wanted for Mario was to be a kids movie. Zelda's gonna be the real trick. We'll see what happens there.
It's safe a little bit. It was smart, especially with the way things are done with a lot of these kids' properties today. So, critics didn't like it, and some of the reasons were pretty crazy beyond the simple story. I think it's good that this movie had a simple story. You want kids to really come out of this movie excited, and it seems like they were. Now, so many controversies surrounding this movie. One being that no one was gay in it. That was a thing. That had people going back and praising the old one. How the Super...
What? I don't remember. I straight up would have covered this if I saw this article back then. Damn. Seems like I missed some good shit in 2023.
Mario Brothers movie went from box office bomb to unlikely LGBTQIA plus hit. We need gayness in the new one, too. Maybe Luigi is a homosexual.
No, Peach was not a girl boss. Peach was a capable, adequate fighter as she's depicted in Smash Bros. And in various other Mario games you can play as her. The movie also explains why she is. She was raised in the Mushroom Kingdom, so she's done all the obstacle courses and stuff a bajillion times. It's Mario's first time. He's going on his hero's journey. Peach wasn't a girl boss at all in the movie.
Actual now. It was all kinds of crazy shit going on with this movie. There was a lot of
no problem, Negris.
Surrounding it. Surrounding its success, surrounding the fact there weren't any woke things in it. It was pretty fun time. So now, some of these critics that don't like Mario are grabbing...
Now, all the praise I had for the Mario movie, I will say, the Sonic movies are better. Sorry, it's true. All three of them. All three Sonic movies are better. Fuck you, Mario. Sonic supremacy. Just had to get that out there.
On anything they can, and this is it now. So here's Grace Randolph, who did not like the first movie, was very, very...
Grace Randolph gave the new Super Mario movie a highly critical review, calling it totally inaccessible for non-fans, a shocking misfire. Look, the movie made $1.2 billion, right? Movie made $1.2 billion. I imagine it was pretty accessible for non-fans. Now, movies making money don't equate to them being good, but it does equate to them being accessible, because that means a lot of motherfuckers went and saw it. She's just retarded.
Against it. She criticized it like it was supposed to be some kind of Shakespearean movie. Maybe Mario needed to get up on a podium, hold a skull, give a monologue. I don't know. But these critics went crazy over this movie. It was fucking ridiculous. And a lot of people dunked on her review, particularly. I don't remember
I did or not, but I may have.
Flashcast when she dropped it. Here's the key points from AI. Grace Randolph gave the Super Mario Brothers movie a highly critical review, calling it totally inaccessible for non-fans and a shocking misfire. I don't understand how it was inaccessible for non-fans.
not only is it's very accessible for non-fans, because it gives Mario a full-on backstory that he doesn't. I mean, I get it. He does have in the games in terms of, like, if you look into the canon and look into the Japanese origins. The point is, all that's largely irrelevant. Mario games are not exactly the most story-driven of games. So if anything, this is the most accessible way to get into Mario, because it gives you all the character stuff that the games really don't.
Literally, you just meet the Mario Brothers in the real world, and they are exploring and discovering the Mushroom Kingdom for the first time with you, the audience member. But apparently, you needed deep story for a plot that revolves around a dude jumping on mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly, Jake.
She found the story antiquated and somewhat offensive.
Antiquated and somewhat offensive. Guys, just so you know, y'all be hearing a lot of Grace Randolph impressions when we be doing this.
And criticized it for not explaining the world to new audiences despite being filled with Nintendo
It
Easter
literally
eggs.
did, though.
Some critics who are fans of the games, like Randolph, were disappointed by the film. While
Not only did the movie... Guys, I want to remind y'all, this is how dumb Grace Randolph is. She had trouble wrapping her head around the politics of a children's movie. And yes, I say the politics because, like, oh, Bowser wants to take over the Mushroom Kingdom and whatnot. Like, I'm saying politics jokingly, of course. But Grace Randolph couldn't wrap her head around the world building and the story of the Super Mario Bros. Yet she wants to try and tell you how amazing Predator Badlands is.
younger audiences and many who are fans of the games enjoyed it. Is she a fan of the games? I don't know if I believe that. But yeah, she found it offensive. Which I don't know how you walk away from that movie being offended. Maybe it's because of Chris Pratt. Because remember, anything that Chris Pratt does needs to tank.
And Badger's
that's
wrong,
another
Dax.
reason that they went after that movie.
Love him, but he's wrong.
A lot of people in Hollywood don't like him. But Chris...
I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer yet, Negris. We're gonna be watching the trailer after this.
But Grace Randolph dropped this, almost kind of letting everyone know that she is hoping this movie tanks, just like she hoped the last one tanked. If anything can tank the new Super Mario Brothers movie, it's Brie Larson.
Here's my thoughts. This is my appeal. This is my appeal to all of my fellow straight white male gamer chuds out there. This is what I have to say to you if you're watching this video. I get some of y'all might not like Brie Larson. Look, I'm giving her a pass. I think she's been on a bit of a redemption arc. I get it. Some of y'all might not like her. You might not have gotten over the dumb shit she said, and that's fine. That is. To each their own. I will say, Grace Randolph is exponentially worse, although still would. Grace Randolph is exponentially worse, and you should put your hatred of Brie Larson aside to conquer the even larger enemy that is Grace Randolph. Prove to her that, you know what? We hate you more than we hate Brie Larson, so we're going to go see this movie anyway, god damn it.
And I got to say, I don't
think most
that
people
much
care
of a
either,
bad
Tate Martin.
reaction to it. It kind of makes sense, if you want my honest opinion, because she's worked with Nintendo before, with commercials, and she's a pretty big super fan of Nintendo. So they're just grabbing a big name and putting it on the movie, despite that she's had a few bombs.
And to be fair, she doesn't even need to be a big Nintendo fan. Chris Pratt made it abundantly clear that he wasn't exactly a big fan, but he still very much played the character well and honored it. And that's what matters.
But, you know, I think, and we'll find out during
GDR,
the
Nintendo is not going to lose money.
Kind of changed a little bit. Kind of in the same.
You can hate
way
Nintendo
that
all you want.
Jennifer
They're not going to
Lawrence
lose money.
has. Like Jennifer Lawrence regrets saying stupid shit all the time. So we'll see. We'll see. But as of this, I don't care. She can be Rosalina. Not a big deal to me.
Bro, the irony of her next post underneath. Hate channels are a scourge on the internet and the industry. This idea we therefore can't say anything negative when there's plenty of evidence to back it up is insane. Hate channels are a scourge on the entertainment industry. where she's out here calling for a fucking movie to fail because she didn't like the first one. Pot, meat, kettle.
But Grace is getting shit for this. So much so that 50 minutes ago, as at the time of this recording, she had to go in and add this. And blaming other people. She had to blame other people. She's now the victim of her own post.
It's even longer.
She had to blame other people, right? She's now a victim of the hate grifter channels for the dumb post that she made to her base, which is people that eat up a lot of nonsense. Hate channels are a scourge on entertainment in the industry. I would actually throw that back at you and say shills such as yourself are kind of a bad thing for entertainment in the industry, because all you guys do is suck ass and attack people. Grace Randolph literally called people incels.
Dude, for real, Jeremy Reviews says, is Grace just on a quest to collect as many L's as possible? It's amazing, because, like, as much as she's collecting L's, she should be a Nintendo fan, bro. She collect all the stars or all the moons in Mario. She can collect all the Pokemon. She can collect all the pieces of the Triforce. Trust me, she seems like she into collectathons the way she into collecting all them L's, bro.
Not liking whatever romance is in Badlands. That's her words, not mine. I don't know if there's romance in that movie or not. But if you don't like that movie, you're an incel, according to Grace Randolph. She got shit for that, too. But after getting shit here in this post, and we'll go back to it, she had to blame the hate on other people. Oh, yeah, it's actually those other channels that made me post this. So she goes on to try to justify the post, saying Brie Larson has a history of making comments on press tours, etc., that are not helpful and turn off audiences. She was also a big part of reimagining The Marvels, a film which I gave a good review, but that sequel ruined a billion-dollar character. I would say, first off, Captain Marvel was...
Dude, Grace Randolph is Exhibit A in women being unable to be accountable for their actions.
Never a billion-dollar character. Let's be real. The reason that first movie made money is because it was sandwiched between two of the biggest comic book movies of all time. So, we'll see. But here she is getting her backlash here. Said, I thought you didn't like the toxic channels. Why are you giving them this? She was the first victim of those channels. Like, everybody's in here giving her shit. I am by no means a Brie Larson defender, but I think past comments have been blown out of proportion. I didn't write it off. I said Larson was a risk. Here's another...
Guys, Larson is not a risk. Larson is not a risk. Not in the Mario movie. Larson would be a risk, like, to maybe some small indie film or something, but not even, a modest box office thing. But, dude, she's not a risk to Mario. Ain't nobody hate Brie Larson more than they love Mario. Let's be real. This movie is going to do numbers. Mario 1 made 1.2 billion. Minecraft made almost $1 billion. What do we think of the numbers for this, man? I don't know if it's going to hit the 1.2 billion mark like the first one. I'm going to be real, because I think that time is by and large gone for movies. You're going to have your exceptions, and maybe this is one of those exceptions. But by and large, I think that time for movies is mostly gone. But this is going to do numbers.
When it's just a voice, she's responding to all of them. Your haterade against other women needs to be studied. Question is, has she learned from the past? Oh, this person's got me blocked. But I think she has learned from the past.
I think so as well. She has stopped saying dumb shit for a long time.
Eat shit, Grace. No one cares what you think. You are really starting to be a pick-me girl, coded. I don't think it's a good play. The only people that hate Brie Larson are right-wing losers.
Even Zegler, as much as I love Zegler, I don't think that she would doom this movie. I can't stand Zegler. If they casted Zegler as Rosalina, my love for Mario and my trust in Nintendo would outweigh my hatred for Zegler. It really would. And I think most people think like that as well. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But I do think that that's the case. You would never see me, if Zegler was cast, be like, oh, because they cast Rachel Zegler, Mario 2's gonna flop. Like, sorry. That ain't happening. Ain't no goddamn way that's happening. I won't say that about Brie. In fact, again, I think people largely don't care. Nobody's gonna go see it for her. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, Brie Larson's in the new Mario movie? We didn't see the first one, but now we have to see the second one because of Brie Larson. That's not gonna happen. That's fine. This movie is going to make its money purely on the strength of how good the first one was and how many people just fucking love Mario. It really is that simple.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I don't think, even if she said wild shit at a press conference or tour interview or whatever, I don't think it'll really affect the Super Mario Brothers movie, to be honest. I really don't. It's kind of too big to fail. Mario is
He is
huge.
correct.
It's a huge property. It's got generations of fans. And, I mean, we're at the point now where people that played the original Mario Brothers could have grandkids. They could be
No, more than that. Could have great grandkids. Think about this. 84, right? Super Mario Bros. Came out in 84, I believe. The original game. If you were in your 40s in 84, you hypothetically could have great grandkids. They'd be very young, but great grandkids that are now playing Mario on the Switch too. You could.
going with their grandkids to see this. So you got grandparents, just mothers and fathers and their kids, and then kids that want to see it. Like it's kind of too big to fail. But yeah, I don't think this is that big of a deal.
I mean, you could say hearing that just in chat, Dax says hearing trust in Nintendo's feels wrong. I disagree. Look, we can talk all sorts of shit about Nintendo's shady business practices. We can talk about the price points of the Switch 2. Obviously, there's a lot to criticize in that regard. But in the way they handle their IPs, it's totally fair to say trust Nintendo. Trust Nintendo. Nintendo has always been protective of their IPs. Mario 1 proved that it could work. In terms of the games themselves and the way the characters are respected, what they license out, things like that, Nintendo is not in recent past given us any reason not to trust them. So you can you can say don't trust Nintendo for business business side of things, because they're shitty to they're anti-consumer, for example. This is a completely different conversation. I feel like we have to call it as it is, not just blanket fuck Nintendo, because good things are good, right? Good things are good, bad things are bad, and we need to be able to separate them.
Wild take, huh? I bet you thought I was going to melt down about it. But like I said before, I think she's fine now. She hasn't done anything crazy in some time. I think she's kind of realized that she was turning off a lot of people. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Otherwise, I'm kind of looking forward to the movie. I love these games and characters. So, I hope it's great. Sure, it will be. And we'll see what happens. But anyway.
Yep, I mean, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree anymore. The thought process I've got is that at the end of the day, we're going to be seeing Mario 2. Mario 2 is going to make money. Has Brie said dumb shit in the past? Yes. Yes, she absolutely has. Brie has said dumb shit in the past. I also think that time is largely behind her. I think she's learned from it. And even if she hasn't, again, no one's really going to see this for Brie Larson. No one's going to not see it. Very few people, I should say, are going to not see it because of Brie Larson. The Quartering made how many dozens upon dozens of anti-fucking Brie Larson videos, and he's going to go see Mario 2. Ain't nobody going to not see this because of Brie Larson, and it's going to be fine. At the end of the day, I don't think there's anything to worry about. I think that Grace Randolph is 100% ridiculous. She's coping. She's a moron. Again, she said that Predator Badlands was the best Predator movie, or the Predator movie for a new generation, yada yada. I mean, her insanity knows no bounds. I for one, can't wait for this. In fact, we're going to react to the trailer. So, these are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Let me know on X. You can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about the video game industry or movies, but anime, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord. Choose the articles we go over on a day-to-day basis. Choose the videos we react to on the nightly streams. And, of course, get involved with over 200 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to go even further. Because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity. Diversity of thought. That's interesting to you. Join the Discord. Hit subscribe. Until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise. If you guys couldn't tell, this is obviously getting clipped into a video. We're not going anywhere. We're not ending the stream. We are only 30 minutes in. But obviously had to talk about this situation. This is getting clipped. I don't know if this is going on the gaming channel or the main channel, but let's look at the movie trailer. Let's look at the movie trailer. Right here. Ooh, 2.5 minutes. Don't like that. Don't like that. I hate, dude. Movie trailers are too long. Movie trailers are too long nowadays, bro. We need teasers. We need minute and a half tops. 2.5 minutes is just too long. You're not leaving anything to the imagination. All right, let's check it out. Honestly, and not people were talking about the Brie Larson stuff. Jet Black might be the bigger turnoff. I forgot that Jet Black plays Bowser. I think he'd be a bigger turnoff to people than Brie Larson. People are fatigued on him. He has said way dumber shit way more recently. Now, again, I don't think it's going to tank the movie at all. In fact, I think most people think that Jet Black as Bowser was the standout in the movie, like in the first one. But I think the point is, like, if you were just to say between the two, which is more annoying, which is going to be the one that would turn viewers off more, I'd actually wager it's Jet Black. Yeah, the Kyle Gass birthday wish, exactly. That was one major thing. He's also just been in so much lately that hasn't been good. But anyway. Alright, that's good. That's a funny way to introduce the video.
Hey, big guy! Oh, you wanted to see us?
Don't move, I'll be right up. Sipping the soup, cleaning the paint. Boodle-doo, boodle-doo, and also trim the bonsai bush. Here we go. Hey, Luigi! What's up, Mario? Behold! I made a masterpiece for Princess Peach. What do you think?
Lop?
I made a masterpiece for Princess Peach.
Look, guys, the comedy was hokey in the first one. The comedy's hokey in this one. I'm alright with it. I am. This is funny. This is Bowser in the modern games. He is always a goof. Play Super Mario Odyssey. Bowser's a goof. This is fine.
What do you think?
Love the colors.
It's trash.
Damn! Bro, Mario is when you think about the games, by the way, Mario's a dick in the games as well. He is. Like, if you read the lore on Mario, the whole reason that Wario hates Mario is because when they were babies, Mario would bully him. I'm here for Savage Mario.
How dare you look at my masterpiece and say that?
I'll burn the skin off your bones!
Wow. Sorry about that. That's the old Bowser talking. Still working through my demons, I suppose. Anyway, I need my 8 hours or else I really turn into a monster.
They're getting the look of Galaxy right. Like, first of all, I always thought it was strange that they're jumping right to Mario Galaxy from Mario. Like, the original one you could say was very, like, it's its own story. But it's closest to, like, Super Mario 64, maybe even the original Super Mario Bros. So going straight to Galaxy, that's a bit of a jump. But that looked gorgeous.
Wahoo!
Oh, there's throwing shit from Odyssey in there, though. Yo, this is straight up from Mario Odyssey. Dude! Alright, so even though it's called Mario Galaxy, we're getting more of an amalgamation. Alright.
I'm Bowser Jr., and I'm gonna be taking my father now!
I don't know how I feel about Bowser Jr.'s voice. I don't know. It feels too adult. This is Bowser Jr. Like, I want him to sound more like a petulant, spoiled child. Now, all we got was that one line, and yeah, Person 11, maybe it's the helmet. Maybe it's the helmet. I wasn't digging it.
Princess Rosalina, you're coming with me!
Now, there's the red flag there. We're all gonna say it, we're all gonna think it. Girl boss, right? Girl boss. Maybe. But, by the same token, you need her there for there to be a conflict. He's trying to overtake her castle or whatever, like in that. I think that I think that this is a bad move to put that in the trailer. Like, because I do think that's a bit off-putting. I don't think that's what the movie's actually going to be, though. Again, Rosalina's a powerhouse. She is. Look at the Mario lore. Rosalina's a powerhouse. I got no problem with her being strong and whatnot. There does need to be some weakness there. I think we're going to see it in the film. Yeah, so that was that. Yeah, that last stuff with Rosalina was a little rough. That was definitely a little rough. But, all in all, again, like, Rosalina's a powerhouse. The casting seems fine. Again, Bowser Jr.'s voice was a little odd. We didn't really hear Brie Larson talk as Rosalina. But, I don't know. I liked it. I'm still going to go see it. I liked it. The trailer, they spent too long on that Bowser being tiny in the castle bit. I think that maybe, like, in the middle of the trailer, they were jumping between scenes and, like, it was almost this collage of, like, or this montage of, like, going to the planets. Oh, here's the place from Odyssey. Like, I wish we'd gotten more of that instead of that, like, long intro in the beginning. I don't know. All in all, I'm still stoked for it. I think it's kind of a weak trailer. There were aspects of the trailer I really loved. There were aspects I didn't. So I think I wouldn't say weak. I'd say it was a pretty mid-trailer. But I think the movie is still going to be good. I do. I think the movie is still going to be good. Alrighty. What are we doing next? That's right. More Hasan Piker Crash Out, boys. Let's go.
So it looks like we have some more nonsense going on with Twitch, Hasan, and his orbiters. Now, there's been a lot going on with Twitch, a lot of bad looks, and we're going to look at some more developments involving this platform in just a second. But what we're going to start off with is, well...
Yeah, if you guys didn't know this, if you didn't know, Hasan is in China right now, LARPing, LARPing as a communist, because remember, he's not really a communist, he is a communist, but he is a rules for thee, but not for me commie, given, that he is a communist with a Gucci bag. So, yes, he's in China talking about how amazing the CCP is. He's getting roasted for it.
Some bad times for the Hasan orbiters. Now, Hasan has been busy continuing his commie LARP in China, and that's had its own consequences and funny moments, and we'll look at that as well in a little bit. But his orbiters, they're not doing well. Hasan has left the scene, and they're basically just coping, seething, and looking for attention any way they can get it, and they're looking like fools. Let's begin with one of his most...
Yes! We get to dug on Jabba the Hutt. Let's go, son.
Solid orbiters. Frogan, the two-time rising Twitch star, the Froganator, if you will. Now, in case you forgot, she's in the middle of a lawsuit with Ethan Klein, the copyright infringement.
Why did she need 200K for a fucking lawsuit? Like, look, I've been through some lawsuits. 200K seems a bit excessive. Also, who the fuck be donating almost $40,000 to this fat bitch? Who be donating almost $40,000 to this broad?
Lawsuit he filed against her. And as you can see, the GoFundMe is not doing well. She's at 19% of her $200,000 goal. It's been like 6 months. I think it's time to wrap it up. I mean, look at
Soros
this.
funnel, honestly possible.
The last donation.
Dude, yeah, $10,000. $10,000 from Scott Mans. First of all, if you're following this broad, I can only assume you're a socialist. Ain't no socialist got 10,000 fucking dollars. You know, remember, Hasan's the exception, not the rule. Xavier Benegas, 1,000. Anonymous, 1,000. Anonymous, 1,000. EB is probably correct. Soros funnel, 100%.
Was 5 days
She's on the
ago.
website was
And then the
Go
one
Feed Me. Oh my God, that's brutal.
before that was 10 days ago. It's not going great for the Frogmeister over here, but she got lumped in with some drama thanks to Twitch, oddly enough, because yesterday, in case you didn't see my video, it was Veterans Day, and Twitch came out with their performance.
Community notes needs to never change. Dude, community notes just, people got. Oh my God, it is glorious. I don't understand people. They're like, oh, X is so negative. Oh, it's all drama. Oh, I don't like X, so I can't be on X. Dude, X is amazing. X is incredible. Holy shit. Yo, GDR, 5 Words of Paradise banger memberships. You'll love to see it. Shout out. Truly appreciated. This is for you, brother. I will come anywhere you want me to come.
All over his backside run?
I want to fuck you in the ass right now. Thank you. It's nice to get some appreciation around here.
Shout out, 5 gifties, you absolute legend, truly appreciated.
Post saying, oh, you know, happy Veterans Day, guys. We're going to do something to celebrate you guys, please. And they got hit with a note saying Frogan went onto stream and wished PTSD onto soldiers, and Twitch did nothing about it.
Happy Veterans Day, bitches! Like, man, you wanna know what I did yesterday? Called my goddamn grandpa, wished him a happy Veterans Day. Because I give a fuck, unlike Twitch.
You've seen the clip before. She wished harm on U.S. soldiers and said they deserve PTSD and to not get any healthcare benefits. Complete mess. And also, I want to say, yesterday in my video, I said, veterans, if you want to speak up about your experience in the chat, please share. I read a lot of them. Great stuff. I appreciate you guys commenting. I appreciate your service. Again, as I said yesterday, but hearing some of your messages, really cool stuff. But anyways, I shared this message that Frogan made in the replies, and it ratioed Twitch into the shadow realm. But of course, Frogan has come out. Something about this event has really perturbed her, where she felt the need to respond. She quoted Twitch and, of course, bravely locked the reply.
This community note's crazy, because remember when it was banned for a whole month after this and Twitch didn't communicate with me at all? Yes, after community outcry, ages later, people were tagging Twitch. Twitch would not have done anything about this, which is the point of the note. It took everybody making videos, tagging on X, throwing bitch fits, streaming about it, the whole 9, and it was way later. It was after the fact. So don't even pretend that the whole month Twitch didn't communicate with you at all. No. Twitch would not have done anything if not for the fact that there were people that actually gave a fuck making sure that you got this banned. This is not because of Twitch. This is because of everybody else. What up, Cyborg?
Saying the community note is crazy because remember when I was banned for a whole month after this, referring to the PTSD comments, and Twitch didn't communicate with me at all. Now, spoiler alert, you can see some proposed community notes here. She's lying. She's completely lying to your face. She's contradicting her own previous statements. She is 100% certifiably lying with this statement. In fact, the only person who really got like a crazy long ban involving any of these parties here is Tectone. Tectone got a 2-week ban for calling Frogan.
It's wild, bro. It's wild out in them streets. You can't be calling fat bitches fat, apparently. Dude, you can't be calling these gassed up cows. Man, look, I get that Grace Randolph's annoying. We talked about Grace Randolph being annoying, but still would. If any of y'all in my chat would say would to Frogan, banned. Insta banned. Leon, you're a pro free speech show. You're right, I am, but free speech gotta have some limits, guys. Free speech gotta have some limits. Alright, you wanna be some Zeke Highland out in the streets? I'm okay with it. You tell me you'd fuck Frogan? Banned.
Fat. That happened, like months ago, by the way. And, according to CNN, this article I am citing
you, madam, are of an elephantine stature.
Circumstantial evidence of why Frogan is lying about that 30-day ban and why she got it. It's coming from CNN, so this is not some alt-right chud news source here. This is something I think Frogan would probably use herself. And back a year ago, they talked about a situation where Twitch banned Frogan, among others, because of it.
And remember, the ADL sucks as well. Like, there's no good guys or winners in this. Frogan sucks, Hasan sucks, the ADL also fucking sucks.
A targeted hateful conduct situation where she was a part of a panel, a Twitch-sponsored panel, where, as you can see at TwitchCon, they did a racial tier list. Yes, in case you forgot, this was a real thing. Okay, not only did Twitch platform this, they got major sponsors like Capcom, Chevron, Samsung, among others. And the whole purpose of what they were doing was taking content creators and ranking them. You can see the top was Arab, and they put Hasan up there. So if you're Arab, good, you're S tier. That means good, you're the best. And then down here, loves Sabra. They put a bunch of Jewish content creators like Ethan Klein, meaning they're bad, they're F tier, boo, bad. So
I won't lie, I forgot this happened. I don't even remember if I covered it or not, but I do remember when this went down. I forgot all about this. Like, Twitch was just out there openly being like, yeah, you know, we kind of fucking hate the Jews. It's cool. Capcom, give us money to put on a stream talking about how much we hate Jews.
Oh, yeah. Turns out you can't do that. And, of course, Frogan was banned for 30 days. And in that same article I just mentioned, Chevron, among other sponsors, were mortified by this. Which, duh. I think we're a little bit desensitized to what goes on at Twitch. Like, we see this crazy stuff happening left and right, and we're like, it's just another crazy thing with the Hasan community and his orbiters, right? But like a sponsor, a normie sponsor on the outside, looking at where their ad placement is on a
basically, thanks to Twitch, people can now be like, oh shit, Chevron, Samsung, and Capcom fucking hate the Jews? Man, I don't know. I don't see Resident Evil 9 performing very well in Israel now, boys. Like,
racial tier list, they're like, whoa. This is not what we signed up for. This is not what we are paying them for. This is crazy. Now, if you're looking at all this and you go back to Frogan's statement where she says the note is crazy because she was banned for saying that soldiers deserve PTSD. That's where the month-long ban came from. Now, looking at the article and the circumstances surrounding her 30-day ban, it seems abundantly clear that she was banned because of the panel.
Okay, so I was wrong. Because I do remember her getting banned, and I thought it was because of community outcry. Kind of like how that one dumb Asian bitch, like Lynn, or whatever the fuck that broad's name is, doesn't even really matter. Like, she got banned way later because of the outcry from people on the internet. I thought the situation like that. So no, maybe it wasn't even for the Veterans Day, or maybe it wasn't even for the Veterans comment. Jesus Christ.
Right? But if you don't want to believe me, here's an easy solution. Believe her own words. Back in
30-day ban for saying people like bottom of the barrel humans put together. Yep, see? So she talked about this October 21st of last year.
In 2024, when this happened, she clarified, live with the replies locked, of course, saying 30-day ban for saying people like bottom of the barrel hummus but other people get 2 weeks for advocating for the G word that YouTube doesn't like of Palestinians. Got it. Referring to Asmongold. And here's the reason: hateful conduct. Referring to the panel. She's very clearly referring to the panel she was on, and that's why she got a 30-day ban. So when she goes back and says the PTSD comments, she already served her time, she's lying. She's just flat out objectively lying to you, and it's not too surprising. But anyways, she would double down, I guess at this point triple, maybe even quadrupled.
Man, any amount of doubling, tripling, quadrupling down, any amount of that extra down is measuring on the goddamn Richter scale.
Down on her comments, she went further back in 2024, talking about how bad U.S. military veterans are and all of the horrible things they've done while she was trying to quote-unquote apologize. Yeah, she rehashed that statement yesterday and said, here's my statement and make sure you know it. Yeah, she's not sorry whatsoever. Now, let's go back to Hasan Piker, who again is out in China.
Yeah, exactly,
waves. And it's really stirred some very interesting conversations on social media.
Yo, what the fuck's going on with his neck? What's he wearing? Like, Hasan always dresses like a flaming homosexual, but what is he wearing? Is dude, like, kind of got a half burqa on? I know it's probably a scarf. Bro, that shit looks gay as fuck.
Media. People talking about communism. See this post, they got 1 million views saying capitalism breeds racism.
This post actually came up on my timeline yesterday. It did. I saw this exact post, and I was nothing I could say here. Well, like, nothing I could say would be hurtful enough. I tried. I thought, I was like, man, what would be the most inflammatory, hateful thing I could say? And nothing would have been hurtful enough, so I just moved on.
Communism would end it. People they're waking up just posting complete BS, dude. Like, they are trying to act like, you know, all of the horrible atrocities under communism never happened.
Now, to be fair, if we're thinking about this logically, communism would, in fact, end racism. And that's because under communism, everybody would starve, and whatever race is left alive would just be the superior race. There'd be no other races to be racist against. So, ipso facto, communism would actually end racism.
And that's the solution for everything. And I looked at their bio. First thing you got to know, communist. These people walk among us, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see campaigns coordinator of the Who Communists? Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Retract that Twitter handle immediately. The Rev Communists, excuse me. I am a hot-blooded
exactly,
patriot.
Obi Dean.
I don't want to be associated with any of this commie gobbledygook, okay? But anyways.
He said the line. He said the line.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Sorry, when the line is summoned, when Norm is summoned, the spirit of Norm must be presented.
Back to Hasan Piker. As we talked about yesterday in my video, he was briefly detained by Chinese security because he had a meme on his phone. Yes, the land that he's calling some bastion of freedom, they briefly detained him for a meme on his phone. They searched through his phone and his crew's phones. It's a complete mess. And
bro, isn't Hasan Muslim? He claims to be Muslim. His uncle's Muslim. What do the Chinese do in those there Uyghur camps? And he's over here talking about the freedom of China, dude. Imagine if it was Cenk there in China, and they're just like scrolling through his phone, and they see just straight up horse dick. Just straight up fucking horse dick, because we know that the Cenk Uyghur wants to fuck horses. Deport. Now, put in one of those Uyghur Muslim camps.
He looked very stupid, and he spent the next stream doing everything to do tricks on the the Chinese Communist Party, even saying that he's just a white dude in China, and
Yes, yeah, you're a white dude in China. Let me explain to y'all about what it's like to be a white dude in China. Because my cousin Eddie, this is back in like 2008, right? This is back in 2008. This is years ago, and I can only imagine it's gotten worse. But around 2008 or so, my cousin Eddie had to go overseas for his job. He had to do a job in China for like a month, and he called us from China just to give us the updates, tell us everything was going down, the whole nine. And he specifically said, I have to be careful what I say because I'm a foreign individual in China. These phones are tapped, and I'm here for very strict business-related purposes. Like, he went out of his way to let us know, not only could he not be honest about everything with us, but that we had to be careful what we said to him. Guys, it's 2008. This is almost 20 years ago. I can't imagine how it is now.
basically racial profiling is okay because he's a white guy in China, which is crazy because only a couple days ago he described himself as brown, but now a couple days later he's white. He's like a racial chameleon, if you will. He is
Schrodinger's Muslim.
Shifting anytime it's convenient for his message, but even Chinese viewers are not buying this. I thought.
Whoa, bro! we got fucking Chinese dudes out here that know about Dogtober 7th. Holy shit. That's fucking diabolical. We got the fucking Chinese out here who eat dogs. Who are like, oh, we eat the dog. We do not shock the dog. Holy fuck.
I thought this was hilarious. So, people in the chat, Chinese users, are saying electric dog, referring to him shocking Kaya. That is the funniest thing. You know, it'd be funny if they said, like, oh, you're shocking your dog. This is way funnier. I'm sorry. The language barrier adding a little spice to this is it's just perfect. But anyways, he has not relented. He's gone back and
play the videos, though. Play the videos.
Defended China even more, talking about how sick, how cool China is, which...
All right, look, I'm going to give you guys another anecdotal China story. I've talked about this many a times. If you guys have seen me before and you've heard me talk about this, you're about to hear the same story again, and I apologize for fucking nothing. So my best friend, dude named Aaron, love him to death. You see, for those of you guys that watched that Smash Bros stream I did several months ago, if you remember that, that's Aaron. So Aaron's wife is Chinese. Aaron's wife came over here about 15 or so years ago from China. And she has stayed here. She never went back and whatnot. Like, as far as I'm concerned, she's an American. She's an American. She may have come here from China, may have been born in China. She's an American citizen. She pays taxes. She loves America. The whole nine. She's a good Chinese Christian gal. Was raised in Arkansas by white people. You know, so like, point is, she's damn near more Southern than she actually is Chinese. Anyway, because of the rules and regulations in regards to travel, Aaron and his wife had to do two separate weddings. They did the American wedding here in America, down in Arkansas, which was a lovely ceremony. You'll love to see it. Your boy, best man, gave a banger speech. Anyway, so they did the American wedding, and then after about a month, they went to China, and they stayed in China for a whole month to do the Chinese wedding, the traditional Chinese wedding with her family, everything like that. And when you be going to China, you take your time. So they stayed there for a fucking while. And he and I didn't talk a whole lot because of the major time differences, but we would message on Discord and shit, and I specifically remember he messaged me. He goes, yo, I don't think we gotta worry about China, bro. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, this is a third world country pretending to be a first world country. And he was there for a while. Again, doing the stuff with his wife's family and the traditional Chinese weddings and shit like that. He was over there for a fucking hot minute. And he's like, yeah, no, dude, China it's a third world country pretending to be a first world country. So yeah, there's my other anecdotal Chinese story to counteract whatever dog shit Hasan's about to say.
Honestly, again, if you like China so much, stay there.
My mind, in my conscience, I have already become Chinese. Okay. If
if I started using the N-word, which y'all know I do frequently because, you know, who gives a shit? But if I started publicly frequently using the N-word and saying, in my heart, I'm black, you know the left would have a goddamn meltdown and get this channel taken down off fucking YouTube. But Hasan, golden child of the left, can say he's Chinese. He can trans-racify himself, and the left is cool with it.
Okay? We were already white Chinese in this chat. I've already become full Chinese. Okay? Let me just start by...
Ni hao, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ.
saying that. It's fucking sick. Okay? Like, you have...
Is he drunk? Again? Hasn't Hasan done multiple, like, drunk crash-out streams lately? Is he drunk again? Hasan might have a drinking problem, guys.
Abundant style consumption paired up with a centrally controlled economy, an economic system.
And he sounds drunk. He's moving like he's drunk. Dude looks fucked up.
That has yielded tremendous development. You have 1950s Soviet era building blocks next to the Gucci store. If there was ever a country that
Did the communists with a Gucci bag unironically just praise Gucci? Yeah, dude, Shrapnel, I agree. He is sloshed.
represented the synthesis, the things that I enjoy so much personally. If ever such a country existed, I do not know. You have to try the premium grilled chicken sandwich at McDonald's China, or I'm gonna report you to the CCP officials. You have met me at a very Chinese time in my life, Chad.
Yeah, I think the funniest thing about all this is that Hasan Piker is really, he's playing a dangerous game here with China. He pretends to simp for the Chinese Communist Party, and he says all these things that, to the point, you know, it looks like he's state-sponsored, to be quite frank with you. But if you like this place so much, why don't you just stay? Why don't you just stay and...
I wish. I would truly, my dreams would come true.
China. Of course, he's not going to do that, right? We all know this. He's not going to stay there because if he said even a fraction of the things he has said about U.S. officials and politicians, if he said the same thing about Chinese officials and their government, he knows he'd go to prison, like, that day. If he said something like, you know, advocating for political violence or saying crazy out-of-pocket stuff.
And with the way he's been drinking on stream lately, it seems like you know he would. Dude, you know he would drunkenly slip up and say some of his straight-up evil rhetoric. Boom. Thrown in the gulags, bro. Thrown in the gulags.
And slandering them. Like, yeah, he'd go to prison immediately. Now, Hasan might be a lot of things, and there's a lot of things to criticize him for, but he's smart enough to know that. He's smart enough to know that he can't say the same things that he does about U.S. officials towards Chinese officials. He knows that. And also, this guy's talking about, like, this bastion of freedom over there where, of course, he's getting, like, detained for memes on his phone. And this just came out today. Apple removed...
I saw this as well. Apple removes 2 gay dating apps in China to comply with government orders. Savvy posted this. And you know what? I think, I don't know if I agree with her or not. Because she says, you know, she's anti-censorship, right? And that this shouldn't be happening. And for the most part, I do agree. However, China's their own thing. And if they want to, look, companies want to make money, right? Companies want to make money. Do what the country says, do what the country wants, you know, Saudi Arabia. Just don't pretend to be all like gay for pay during Pride Month in America, right? Acknowledge you don't give a fuck about queers, and it's totally fine, because frankly, most of us don't. And be that chill. Just stop the fucking political pandering here in the U.S. while actively removing, you know, gay shit in other countries. That's all. Just appreciate that we are not the stupid, media illiterate consumptionist slobs you think we are.
Moves 2 gay dating apps in China to comply with a government order. Wow. That doesn't seem very progressive of the commie regime over there. That's crazy. Can't believe Hasan supports that. But anyways, Asmongold really hit the nail on the head when he described
what Asmongold said. I didn't see this.
Why Hasan is defending China so hard and pretending like, well, it's all good. Well, we all know if what happened to him in China happened in the US, he would never shut up about it.
Here's the thing, right? Is if the police ever detained Hasan and wanted to look through his phone to see if he had any problematic memes, and he was in the United States, he would be talking about this for the rest of his career, okay? Like this would be, when did you know that we...
I mean, don't forget, Hasan did try and drive that whole, I was detained at the airport thing for hours and the police were showing me. Nah, it turned out he got called out on that lie. Like, he ran with that shit for as long as he could before everyone was like, yeah, dude was detained for fucking 20 minutes and it was nothing and they let him go. Like, dude tried to make a trauma story out of being taken aside the airport for 20 minutes. Yeah, Asmongold hits the nail on the head.
Had fascism. Well, you see, one time I was at this place and they asked to see my phone. Like, obviously everybody would say this, right? And so it's just so obviously a double standard, right? So he is white. Yes, exactly, right? You're obviously white. So he likes racial profiling now. Horseshoe theory, indeed. Which actually, I never even thought about that, but you're right. Yes. So he's basically justifying racial profiling, which is like, okay.
To be fair, broken clocks, right? Broken clocks, right, twice a day. Racial profiling's fine. Racial profiling's fine. There's a reason. You know, we got science and statistics and shit to back this up. They racial profile white dudes who might be school shooters. They racial profile black dudes when the fucking windows are too tinted. They racial profile fucking dudes who might have some dark complexion before they get on a plane because, hey, maybe their shoe is a fucking bomb. Racial profiling's fine.
All right. Okay. Well, let's see here. China gets a free pass. Yeah. And yeah, all right, let's start racially profiling people. Let's do that. And he did that at the airport with his phone. Well, yeah, they didn't do that with the airport necessarily. Like in the TSA stopped them. Yeah, obviously, because I mean, again, like I'm sorry, but if you're the kind of person that's like posting about terrorism, then yeah, I would.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Like, if you're constantly online interviewing actual terrorists, supporting terrorists, saying that you will fund terrorists, and then you go to the airport, and your name is also Hasan, maybe just need to do a once over. Maybe just need to do a quick little once over on you.
Would want the TSA to give you a little interview to make sure that you're not a terrorist, right? To be like, hey, so do you want to blow up the country? No? Okay, all right, good. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, no, he's good, guys. Don't worry about it.
All right, so let's go to another.
Oh no, what did this dumb broad say?
Hasan Orbiter, who's having a bit of a tough time here. The Caseytron, the Casinator, the people's pothead, as she describes herself. Now, of course, in case you missed the previous episodes of Dragon Ball here, she's also facing a lawsuit from Ethan Klein.
Notice how she only needs 100K for her lawsuit instead of 200K. Why is Frogan, he Jabba the Hutt needs so much? But also notice how the, by comparison, more attractive one got more money. Almost $10,000 more. Also probably a Soros rabbit hole of funding if I had to wager a guess. But I just do find it funny that the comparatively more attractive one got more donos.
For copyright infringement, and kudos to her, I guess. She's made it the furthest of anyone of the trio facing these lawsuits. She's at 49% of her $100,000 goal, but of course, she has stagnated. Let's see. The most recent.
Oh, interesting. Xavier Benegas, that same guy that donated 1,000 to Frogan, also donated 1,000 to Caseytron? What a twist!
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
One, 5 days ago. So, I don't think she's gonna make it, guys. But she's been having a tough time on Twitter. You can see she's crashing out. So a couple days ago, she said, incel-infested hellscape of a website. It's actually crazy how willing incels are to broadcast their mental unwellness in my comment sections on an hourly basis. And you can see,
man, what an incel-infested website, guys. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something dangerous here. I'm gonna do something dangerous. I'm gonna live scroll through Twitter and see how many incel coded posts we can find. So, the gaming community would be so much better without these tourists pretend they know the gaming industry. Okay, that doesn't seem very incel-coded. It's retarded, but not very incel-coded. Dude, oh my god. It's a One Piece gif. I've never been an anime person. I've tried like 7 different at once and ended up stopping a few episodes. Okay, so yep, that's not incel-coded. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet will be the next game that Crypt Brigade goes after. Once again, they will look like they're a few fries short of a Happy Meal when it sells like crazy. Doesn't seem incel-coded. Again, retarded, not incel-coded. That's actually me. Do you guys do that too? Wait, not him. He always thanked us. Free him. Bro? Okay, quick aside. I always thank the AI. I always thank the AI. I always say please. I always say thank you. Bro, every goddamn time. Anyway, Metron, certainly not an incel, so that's not very incel-coded. What's the secret to designing the perfect two-handed duelist class? It's not very incel-coded. My boy Mugen Lord, not incel-coded. Kojima is a West Boo, and he chooses one of the worst streaming platforms for projects. Agreed. God damn, this is one of the dumbest motherfuckers on the internet. I'm even going to justify that with a response. I'm an unapologetic return guy from Mount Rushmore. Carving this thing was an egregious act of settler colonialism. Again, retarded, but not incel-coded. The world is ready for Season 3 of Mushoku Tensei. Not incel-coded. Guys, I'm not seeing a whole lot of incel-coding here. Elf and Scott Pilgrim. What's a movie everyone loves but you hate? Damn. Homie hates Scott Pilgrim? I agree with Elf, by the way. Elf is one of my least favorite movies of all time. I fucking hate Elf, dude. I loathe Elf. Scott Pilgrim's good, though. That's sort of an L. It's a lowercase L for my boy Andrew. My boy Mike. We've had 2 matches out of the Mortal Kombat card. See? That's not incel-coded. I sat down with Hasan Piker. Yep. Point is, I don't know, man. I'm not seeing a whole lot of incel coding on the platform. Not seeing a whole lot of incel coding on the platform.
see this meme reply, say the line, Casey, men are incels, and everyone cheers. Because if you want a fun game to play, go to Casey Tron's Twitter and keyword search incel. And you can scroll for about 5 minutes. It's like the one bullet that's always in the chamber for her. She calls everyone an incel. She'll call married people incels. She'll call women incels. She'll do it all.
All right, let's do it. I gotta know. I gotta know. Let's do it. Let's at Casey Tron. All right. Not I triggered the Incel Brigade. All right, so there's one. That was from November 10th. November 7th, Incel Infested Hellscape. That's the one we got up now. From September 15th. Least 7 figures online. You realize the incel space is inhabit. Holy shit. Another one, Asmongold's popularity is a psyop to make racist white incels. They being racist incels popular from August 27th. You actually don't know me. Parasocially mentally unwell incel from September 14th. November 8th, imagine if you weren't an incel. September 25th, I'd much rather be addicted to my drug, weed, than your drug being an incel. From September 25th. Another November 8th says the incel. On November 8th, she's called two. Wow. You got any other insult? I mean, like, this is some weak sauce. Okay, incel, knows they're an incel. Man, I'm going to need you to come up with something better. There are times when calling someone an incel can work. Very, very, very rare. But I'm sure there's times when it can work. Like, for example, if you're talking to a 47-year-old Pokemon fan who is still buying the modern Pokemon games and saying they're good, that's a justifiable reason to call someone an incel. All right? That is. It's the only one I can think of, but it is there.
All. And she's clearly not doing too hot right now, and she got angry about this post, I believe 2 or 3 days ago, where you can see the original post saying, genuinely the easiest way for any woman to look 5 times less attractive with a septum piercing. Now, the lore behind that is if you see some like hyper liberal, like ridiculous type person on, let's say, TikTok, and they're spouting a bunch of nonsense, there's like a 90% chance they have this exact piercing. Okay, they have this shrapnel in their face. But
hey, shrapnel, you just got to call out.
Casey Tron didn't like this. She said septum piercings, crystals, and astrology are a great way to ward off men that will never see you as an equal.
She is correct, because if you are a woman with a septum ring, you are not an equal. That's not to say that women in general aren't equals. No, I do believe, for the most part, in equality between men and women, at least equality of opportunity, not necessarily equality of outcome. But if you are so retarded as to have a septum ring, you are not my equal. You are absolutely inferior.
Will never respect your interests or beliefs, and will also never sexually satisfy you. That last part's really weird. Don't know why she said that, but the crystals and astrology, good luck with your witchcraft. I hope that works out for you. It won't. But yeah, she would get dunked on and ratioed very hard by several posts, including this one right here.
Ooh. Well, that's rough, boys. That's rough. Waking up in the morning knowing I'll never acquire a womb that looks... Wait, is that what it is? A womb? Or a woman that looks like this with her priorities straight? That's a rough picture, dudes. I've never seen a fat, meth-addicted chipmunk before. But you see something new every day.
Saying, waking up in the morning and knowing I will never acquire a woman that looks like this with her priorities straight. That's right. That's where all of the GoFundMe is going. It's going towards the weed fund, of course. And then Nux, in the replies, ratioed her into the shadow realm, saying, in quotes,
bro, he destroyed her. Nearly 5,000 likes to her 1.5K. If you make yourself look ugly and retarded, men will stay away. Brilliant. God damn, the blue juice strikes again. Fucking hell, bro. Can you imagine if Nux, like, I feel like Nux might be the real life Seto Kaiba. I would never want to play a game of Magic the Gathering with Nux. Do I feel like I had the skill to beat him? Yes. Do I feel like my mental well-being will be emotionally damaged afterwards from the scathe of his insults? Also, yes. Bro, he is the real-life Seto Kaiba.
if you make yourself look ugly and R-worded, men will stay away, end quote. Brilliance. And she didn't like that one. She didn't like that one bit. And she posted...
You're a third-rate duelist, Leon, with a fourth-rate channel. You're good goddamn right. I am Asmund Silver.
A photo of her husband and said she triggered the incel brigade, and I'm about to have hundreds of P-word, R-word enablers telling me how undesirable I am to them, as if any woman wants to attract men of such low value. She sounds like Andrew Tate with like the low value man.
See, I guess yeah, Andrew Tate works. I was thinking she sounds like what's her name? The dumb broad on the right wing that can't get a fucking man, but is always talking about how bad women are. Why am I blanking on her name? It's really gonna bother me now. What's that dumb white broad that's like a hardcore white right-wing anti-woman grifter? It's probably better that I don't remember her name because she's fucking useless and worthless. Pearl! Thank you, Valiant Goat. Pearl! As exactly. She sounds like an inverse Pearl. Asmonea's. I can't. That's very difficult to say, Obi Dean. Yeah, all y'all in the chat, dude. Just from that description over though, you knew what I was gonna. You knew who I was talking about. Fantastic.
But Nux would reply with a picture that has a caption that says basically two bundles of sticks, if you know what I'm saying. And she says, "You talk really big behind your keyboard. You would cower before my husband like the worm you are. He'd literally wipe you out of existence. You trying to act like you emasculate him is hilarious, though." And then people were making me.
I don't think Casey Joy has kids. She's probably had abortions if I had to wager a guess, but I don't think she has kids. Nux got a kid on the way. So yeah, I would say that on the masculinity scale, he is winning.
If you understand how this meme works, this is actually hilarious. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. The Hasan
I know it's a play on
crew,
mayonnaise, but there's not
doing
as
too hot.
mayonnaise.
Twitch,
There's no good
not
way to
doing
say
too
that.
hot, but hey, we're here to laugh.
Hail,
at them.
Tizzy.
Life is good. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
You'll love to see it. Alrighty, we got one more, guys. We got one more. We can't do a stream. We can't do a stream without calling out Hasan and his orbiters. Why? Because it's funny. Because communism is the devil, and these losers are such easy targets. And look, I ain't got a problem with the low-hanging fruit now and again. So yeah, every stream, or at least almost every stream, when there's something to report on, Hasan Piker dunking sessions will continue. But we have to talk games. We have to talk games. The entire industry must be purged.
Rapture. So there has been a fucking rapture with video games.
Good. Is he about to talk about the Square Enix stuff? Good. Fuck them. Square made the right call. Don't know if it'll work for them in the long run, but thus they've made the right call.
They are firing, I think they fired like 70%. Square Enix fired like 70% of their team. And they're replacing a lot of these Western like developers because, and here's the reason why. It's because they're garbage.
Replacing them with what? Replacing them with what? Say the word. AI, baby. AI. I'm assuming. That's what Square Enix said. I know that Neon from Controversies TV said that AI is likely a cover, and they're just going to hire more people afterwards. They're just trying to get rid of the crazies. Maybe he's right. I don't care one way or the other. Fuck them all. Put the fries in the bag. Exactly.
That's the reason why. They're bad at their job.
Recently, the modern audience in the gaming industry, talking about certain modern audience devs and corpos, have been getting absolutely destroyed. For example, Square Enix announced layoffs as part of US and Europe restructuring. Subtext reading, nearly all areas of Square Enix's Western business affected by latest cuts, it tells staff. This follows years of Square Enix trying to appeal more to
Been
Western
waiting on this
modern
for a
audience
while.
types, including adding more DI divisions to their corporate structure.
Here's the dealio, guys, though. Here's the dealio. This isn't necessarily the W for Square Enix. Like, it is. It is a W for Square Enix in that they're getting rid of these Western bullshit, these Western bullshit, not even developers, just a lot of middle management types, ones that don't matter in the grand scheme of the development cycle. But Japanese Square Enix is still cooked. Japanese Square Enix is still cooked. And let me explain to you guys why. Let's see if we can go to their website here. Let's see. So we got Square Enix Japanese website. So yeah, squareenix.com. This is their, let's go to the Japanese location, right? Japanese. So this is jp.square.com. We're going to obviously translate it to English because we need to be able to read it. Now, if you go, and I showed this ages ago in a video. Ages ago. Let's see. We need to find, all right, I think it's company information. And then purposes and values. Let's see, is it... They have an ESG section. Unless it's been removed. If it's been removed, that would be great. So let's get ahead quickly. All right, so this is our group values. Purpose and values, Square Enix group purposes. All right, maybe it's... All right, electronic public notice. Let's check there. Let's check here. Nope, okay, these are merger announcements. All right, that's fine. That's not there. Company profile. Square Enix shareholders, all right. Man, maybe they changed it. Maybe it's gone. The group will conduct education and training on the internal awareness, rising activities, ensure employees and executives maintain high levels of professional ethics, thereby promoting, all right, relationship with customers, relationship with shareholders and investors, relationships with business partners, relationships with employees, relationship with society. ESG. All right, here. Emphasis on shareholder. All right. Focus on market environment. All right, that's not the same. Good working environment. Our group strives to create a healthy working environment. Considers other implements measures. Considers safe and maintains physical and mental health of employees. Do not tolerate harassment in the workplace, including so-called power of harassment. We also maybe they removed it. Maybe they removed it. If they did, that'd be wild. Contribute to society through sustainable development. Our group aims to achieve sustainable growth and development of business. Okay, so this is not ESG stuff. They may have actually gotten rid of it. Holy shit. Because I covered this in a video a while ago. In a video a while ago. Let's just search ESG on their actual website. All right. Environmental, social. DE&A is creating its partners bringing final fantasy, modern slavery, transparency statement, code of conduct, social conditions, environment art. Wow. It might be gone. Let's try one other thing. Let's try DEI. Let's try diversity. Because that seemed like it was just... Diversity of the games, alright. Diverse working environment. Square Enix to make work from home permanent as of December 1st. Make home. Code of conduct, diversity. Yeah, all right. So let's go back to the code of conduct and let's search diversity. The group shall respect and foster diversities in nationality, race, religion, thought and creed, gender, sexual orientation, physical condition, so forth through organizational, operational, and human resource management. Group shall never discriminate against people based on traits, nor such as traits of bias, personal evaluations. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see if we got equity. Nope. Now we got equitable business with a high level of professional ethics. Whatever. No. Wow. How about... So, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, this is good news. I'll have to find the video. But a while ago, I reported on this. The Japanese Square Enix website had entire sections on ESG, sustainability, and environmental social governance, DEI, diversity, equity, income. This wasn't the American branch. It was the Japanese, the main Japanese site, the one I was just on. It does not look like that's on their website anymore. I'll have to go back and find the older video for reference. But it looks like the Japanese Square Enix site removed their pro-ESG and pro-DEI rhetoric. That would be crazy if true. I'll have to do more research into that later. But that would be crazy if true. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe that Square Enix is actually moving towards a W.
And funny enough, as they increased such things, they've been losing more and more money year over year.
Yeah, DEI doesn't make a company money. It's just a waste of money and time, and it's just a way for people that are annoying to try to consolidate power. There's no reason to have DEI. It's garbage. It's just basically a form of racism.
And now, wow, we've got some layoffs occurring here in the West. Almost like Square's realized that trying to appeal to the modern audience in the West really wasn't a great idea for
because they don't exist. That's the reason why. They don't exist in movies either.
Well, it's not even just that they don't exist. Obviously, when you say the modern audience doesn't exist, yes, by and large, it does not exist. But the real modern audience are the people that they hired to make these games that nobody wants to play. The people that they hired to make Forspoken, or to make, honestly, Avengers. The Avengers game that was dog shit, that nobody liked, that nobody played, that nobody fucking wanted. I never played it, so I can't tell you if there's anything quote-unquote woke about it. But it was just a shitty game that nobody asked for, that, was like microtransaction bait. Like, you can take the woke aspect out of it, and these are just loser developers coasting on their DEI merits. Well, I say merits. Obviously, it's not actually merit, but you get what I mean.
Bottom line. And now they're starting to regret
games are
that,
trash.
although
Yes,
I'm
they
not
are.
going to give them that much credit just yet. A lot of people are talking about this Rihanna Gorman Murphy individual, who
Yep.
seems to be one
Saw
of the
this
more
yesterday.
high-ranking individuals that Square Enix just laid off. You can see she was a narrative designer at Square Enix, and apparently she's part of an organization called Limit Break Mentorship, which seems to be your standard DI sort of grift.
Well, it's an organization that's designed explicitly to provide advantages to people based off of their sexuality and their skin color.
Okay, so it's sexist and racist. Got it. That's good to know. Limit break mentorship. I'm gonna be real, dude. I'm gonna be real. If you're a homo, or if you're black, or whatever, and you want to make games, make the games. Just shut the fuck up and make them. And if you were hired based on who you sleep with, your game is going to be trash. If you were hired because you like to suck dick, your game is going to be trash.
It's an inherently racist and sexist organization that nobody should be accepting in any way possible. That's what it is. And I think that these people deserve to be called out for it. Gender also? Yes, that's why I said sexist.
And just a few days ago, she posted this, going on to say,
I saw this post. I didn't realize it was this broad. Unfortunately, found out that I'm impacted by the latest Square Enix layoffs while I'm on my honeymoon. Gonna be honest, folks. I don't know what to do right now, so I'm just gonna think about things. Think about things for the foreseeable future. Square Enix is my dream job. Now I'm shattered. I believe it says it was my dream company. Now I'm shattered. I'm going off memory here.
Fortunately, found out that I'm impacted by the latest Square Enix layoffs whilst I'm on my honeymoon. Gonna be honest, folks, I don't know what to do right now, so I'm just going to think about things for the foreseeable. Square Enix was my dream company.
Name me a Western company that'll hire this broad. I'm sure there's several out there. I'm sure there will. I mean, dude, maybe Sweet Baby Inc. got some openings. Maybe Baby Ghost got some openings. Or Ghost Baby or whatever. They won't last long either. Yeah, Hasbro yeah. And guess what? When those don't make money, they'll get fired again. Get laid off again. There's going to be job jumping. That's going to look good for your resume. Hey, why do you keep getting hired at all these places? They're letting you go. Oh, because there's no discernible skill set that actually makes the company money that you can offer. Eventually, these people are going to job jump. Anytime we see these massive studios lay off all these woke fucking losers, they just go to another studio. At some point, they will run out of studios to go to. This is a problem that solves itself. It'll just take some time. Fries in the bag, baby.
Now I'm shattered. On the right-hand side, we can see more information about...
Time to wake up, stupid bitch. What are you doing around here trying to create this garbage? You've got your pronouns here. You've got this fucking organization that's just designed to disenfranchise people who you don't get virtue signal points from. And now you lost your job. Time to wake the fuck up. God, I love to see this. I fucking love this. This is amazing.
You know, there's so many indie games right now. So many indie games. More indie games than you can imagine. That's what I've been playing so much of. I've been playing the fuck out of a bunch of indie games. I've been playing other games as well, right? I've been playing other games as well. It's not just indie. But the indie games we're getting would have been what the AAA bar could have done. Imagine if Mullet Mad Jack, which I've been in love with lately, was a fucking AAA game. And by that, I mean, it's got the humor, and it's literally if Duke Nukem was a cocaine-fueled vaporwave anime. That's what it is. This is what the AAA gaming industry could have been, and now they're behind the indies, and it's all on them. It's their own fault. You'll love to fucking see it.
This Limit Break mentorship organization that she's apparently a part of. And it's the typical sort of DI grift you're all probably very familiar with at this point in time, as it's become quite prevalent in the gaming industry, where privileged DI hires engage in crony activism, complaining about white people having too much representation, and making the implication that people who aren't white need their support to succeed, which is actually a pretty bigoted thing to say. By the way, it doesn't matter.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, these people are some of the most racist people that you'll ever meet. Now, they won't immediately be racist, but to the extent that you disagree with them or you have a viewpoint that opposes theirs...
They will. They'll immediately be racist. These are the same type of people that would call Kata and Atreus coons. They don't like you if you're black if you disagree with them. In fact, they find you to be a lesser black. In fact, even the blacks they agree with, they think they're above blacks. Right? Let's just use black people as an example, right? Oh, these black people don't know they should be offended by XYZ thing, so we'll be offended on their behalf, and we'll tell them they're stupid if they're not offended. Don't worry, you're not smart enough to be offended, so we'll be offended for you, and we'll try and treat the entire world of kid gloves for your weak black ass. That's these racist motherfuckers.
They will instantly turn into, like, they will morph into the KKK.
If you're a cishet white man or someone else entirely.
And a friendly reminder, the KKK was started by the Democrats, just saying.
Either way, you really shouldn't believe these sort of people.
No.
In my opinion, they're essentially overt con artists. For example, they're going to act like they're going to do so much to help you, but then you take a look at their programs and they're not free. They want your money. It's 30
Why am
pounds
I
a
not
session,
surprised?
And
well, if it's not free, she can't even get into her own event now. She got fired, bitch.
they want you to have 6 months worth of sessions. So probably going well into the hundreds of
you've got to pay them hundreds of dollars
to get their super valuable mentorship. Here's their sample video. You can see this person has a sticker on their shirt that says mentor
me, her.
If that says me, pronouns like to me, this would just espouse how selfish you are. My pronoun is me, because it's all about me. This dumb slut.
Man.
Poor. So let's take a look at this. There doesn't seem to be any audio, strangely enough.
Man,
so
there it is.
I'm kind of just filling in the dead
How
air
about
as
that?
we watch a little bit of this here. But yeah, apparently these are true gamers. You know, these are.
It says she, her. That video just has dog shit quality. Okay. All right, that would make more sense if it says she, her, and the video has dog shit quality. Okay.
This is just, the thing is that these organizations and these DEI programs are just simply another way for annoying white women to gain another advantage in the workplace that they do not deserve and then act like they're the ones that are victimized for doing it. The primary recipients and the primary beneficiaries of DEI are white women.
He is correct.
They're not helping gay people. They're not helping black people. They're helping themselves. This is the Karenocracy in notion right here. And one by one, it is being dismantled. Thank God.
And you want to know what's dismantling it? The goddamn patriarchy, son! The patriarchy wins again! You tried to rise up with your matriarchal rule, and women are so bad at running shit you couldn't even get your matriarchy in place. You got close a couple times. You got pretty fucking close. It was touch and go there. It was kind of like World War I. Like, goddamn, Germany decided to fight the whole ass world, and it was pretty close, to quote Norm Macdonald. But the patriarchy be smacking your dumb ass down, bitch.
God.
People who really love gaming and really want to make the gaming industry a better place, apparently. And they're going to do that by selling you courses that you're going to be required to take for 6 months. And at the end, you get their certificate. Wow, that's it's going to do a whole lot for you. 6 months of this for a piece of paper that's not going to get you anything.
Imagine applying for a lead developer job or something at Square Enix and being there like, what are your credentials? Well, I've got this piece of paper that shows that I love gay people. Oh. Bye. Bye-bye. Like, that's... What the fuck does this certificate do for you?
I would go so far as to say I think it might actually be the opposite. I think maybe there's some jobs you show up to with this certificate, they're gonna want to not hire you.
See, that's what you need to change things to. You have to shift it to where anybody who has these viewpoints is a pariah. You have to do that, because if you don't, then they'll just simply keep doing the same thing over and over. But this is it. This is what they do. And they'll do the same thing to you if they have the opportunity to.
They're going to see that piece of paper and think, okay, yeah, in the trash, this application goes.
Thank you, Dax.
The issue I have with this promotional video, for the record, is there's no training going on here. These people are not learning anything.
It's just a bunch of loser millennials that are over entitled and over privileged to get together and congratulate each other for.
You know, I've thought about it, and I want World War III to happen. I know that we're gonna lose some people. But I want World War III to happen. I want these people drafted, and maybe not. Maybe we'll lose the millennials. Sorry, We don't really need you. I'm eliminating myself. We failed. We're cooked. But if World War III can happen, and we can toughen up the Gen Zs and whatnot, and they can like feel and understand what Tolkien was feeling and understanding that led to Lord of the Rings, maybe we can have great stories again. I think World War III will be worth it because we'll get great stories.
Caring about black people. And
World War III will make video games great again.
About gay people. That's it. That's all it is. It's generally a bunch of white millennials that get together and want to pat each other on the back and try to, remove their white guilt that they've been taught in schools. That's it.
It's like socializing
and make
drinking.
money.
And they're
Another
trying to sell
big
this
factor
as like
is
something
money.
that's going to help your career. Obviously,
Very
it makes no
big factor.
sense.
I understand that we'll be dead and can't play them, Rabnad, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I will plant the tree that I will not get to sit beneath the shade of. I will make sure that my children and my children's children can play great video games at the cost of my own life fighting the commies in World War III.
But yeah, that's just my opinion on what they're doing. And it's also weird, though, because to my understanding, the sessions are online only. Nevertheless,
What a
that video
surprise.
is certainly not painting a picture of hard work and success. And the fact of the matter is, unless you're like a Nepo baby, that's what's going to take for anyone to succeed, whether they're a cishet white man or not. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take passion. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice. And then there's John Hynek, the former VP of Global Publishing at Blizzard, who joined Square Enix in October 2018 as Chief Marketing Officer. And this guy...
This is the dude who was melting down on LinkedIn because people were basically saying, yeah, you got fired because your games are woke and gay, which is not the level of language you see on LinkedIn if you watched me and Niet talk about this.
Is someone who would routinely engage in extreme partisan political rhetoric on his public social media accounts that are directly tied to his corporate position.
Let's see it.
And oh no, what's this? Mere days ago, he's now saying that he totally wasn't fired from Square and is in fact totally resigning on his own will.
Well, a lot of people at high positions have the option to resign rather than get fired.
Asmongold is correct. What these companies do, and Square Enix is, if the reports are true, Square Enix is doing this. They're basically saying, we're giving you a severance package. Fucking take it, because in a few months, that option ain't gonna be there. And you're gonna be gone anyway. They're giving them a chance to basically leave with some amount of dignity and money so they can get rehired somewhere else. So yeah, he took the severance package because he knew good goddamn well his days were numbered anyway.
For just like I've seen this happen in general, right? It's like you either resign or you get fired. It's extremely common.
Giving up that executive position as Chief Publishing Officer effective on November 21st. Many people, of course, are skeptical that he resigned.
Yeah,
and
of course.
that this wasn't a termination or a suggestion to resign as
they probably suggested his resignation, or they told him that he was going to be repositioned into something that was a lower tier job or some other variation of that. That's probably what happened.
Seems to be cleaning house from some of their Western branches. As we read in
they should get rid of all these people. They should look at all the people that are in charge and part of these different programs and these like weird racist programs and just categorically fire all of them. These people are a cancer to making video games. They don't care about video games.
These people are a cancer to culture at large. Like, it's very easy to talk about video games because they're a market and they're something that we're all a part of. But these ideologies exist in all facets of the corporate world. You know, whether it be the automotive industry, whether it be the travel industry, whether it be the tourism industry. These exist and they need to be dismantled all across the board. And in a lot of instances, it seems like they are. We covered a lot in video games because it's the most prevalent in video games that we can see it from our face because the results are direct to consumer hands. But, like, we're seeing this everywhere. It needs to be dismantled because it is a culture. It is the beginning of a cultural downfall.
Just simply using video games as a host for their parasitic ideals. That's all there is to it. They don't care about the games. They don't care about the stories. They don't care about the players. All they care about is pushing their message.
the intro, for example, these layoffs at Square Enix are apparently affecting
Sony's doing
nearly
Japan
all
State of
areas
Play
of their
Yep,
Western
tomorrow.
business. And then there's China's massively successful NetEase,
Ooh,
who is shutting
true.
down a subsidiary named Bad Brain Game Studios, which is a
Let me guess, they're making bad games?
developer studio based out of Canada. Now, I don't know
yeah.
if this can...
That's right, China coming for the Canadians. We're down, son. Look, maybe Hasan was right. Maybe Hasan Piker was right. Maybe the CCP is pretty awesome. Because fuck the Canadians.
Canadian studio, Bad Brain Game Studios, is another modern audience type
I have no
studio
idea.
or not. So I'm not saying that they are.
Yeah, I have no
But
idea.
it is simply interesting that around the same time that Square is divesting from the West, we've also got NetEase similarly doing this as well.
Well, this
Anyway-
is why China keeps making all these really good games. It's because they don't have the noise that American media creates around unnecessary and unimportant things. It's the same reason also why people like a lot of Japanese games too.
Okay, well, to be fair, China was a big proponent of all this gay woke shit. China was part of the global cabal, along with the Russians, that infiltrated and started spreading this ideology to weaken us so that they can gain this level of control. Like, it's not, China's not innocent here. It's not like, oh, China's making good games, let's go ahead and buy those games. Yeah, they are. Because they spent the last, several years with TikTok infesting American minds so that they could take over the global market. And China's very much implicated in the downfall of the West.
A lot of times people don't want to play a video game and feel like they're being used as a tool to push a worldview or an agenda or some other variation of that. People find it to be patronizing, insulting, and also just very annoying. And so now that you see people that are, now you have options. Like you even have also India that's coming into the space and doing the same thing.
India's coming into the space? Bro, shit-throwing simulator win!
This is amazing. And now this is what's going to happen with AI, is that the entire, this super oppressive, authoritarian, Western progressive ideology that forces its way into everything is being effectively eroded from every direction. You're losing the voice actor and the creative spaces to AI. You're losing also a lot of the just different workers like QA and stuff like that also to AI. You're losing the executives just simply because they're being paid too much money. You're using the developers because obviously there is, again, technology.
Happy to help, Radnad.
Work. And Saudi Arabia is doing the same thing. And it's just going to keep getting worse. China is using it to push an agenda, but very soft, to make people think better about China. I think that you're right about that. I think that...
Okay, good. So he does at least in some part address it. I don't think he's going to go near as hard on it as I have, or maybe he doesn't even realize it, but yes, China is one of the main proponents of this, and that should not be understated. That being said, Black Metal Wukong, good game. Fucking buy it. They won the ideological war in that regard.
Absolutely,
good game,
video
son.
games are soft power in China, and I think that in the same way that watching American movies is soft power for America, I don't think that it's overdone, and I think it's okay to have a degree of patriotism. And also, I think people are just very simply tired of being in every single video game has 3 characters that have to announce that they're gay. I think it's just exhausting. People forget AI was trained on humans. Eventually, they'll need artists unless AI becomes sentient. Well, it makes it to where you don't have to rely on the most annoying humans. That's it.
Anyways, I saw that in the news today, and I thought that was all pretty interesting. But let me know what you think. And as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys have had a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.
I am so happy. Not yet. We'll do this tomorrow.
Recently, though,
I am so happy this is happening. I'm so happy these people are being fired, and I think it's just going to keep getting worse. And the reason why it's going to keep getting worse is because their products are garbage. They don't make anything good. And again, Pooh Storm, it was crazy. Yes, this is so good. I'll link you guys to video here too. 90% of training data for AI is artificially generated already. Well, even if it's not, I think obviously they're going to just do it anyway. You can hate AI all you want, but it's still going to be happening.
Exactly.
The thought that audiences can be infinitely socially engineered into exactly the sort of person these ideologies want to create. Yes, exactly. And that's what they want to do. They're using these video games as a form of social engineering in order to manipulate you and make you believe something that isn't true.
Holy shit, he's actually saying it. I know he's been very critical of this sort of thing, but he's actually going in with this is an agenda from the fucking government. That's basically, he's finally going all in on the tinfoil hat of this. Fucking, because I feel like Asmongold has been saying this sort of stuff, but he's been softballing it. it's finally coming out there. He's like, you know what? Yeah, this is a global cabal of individuals that are using these video games as a mechanism to change the societal norms.
And I think that's fundamentally what's happening. And I think, honestly, really, it is exhausting and annoying and frustrating for basically everyone. And I'm glad to see, obviously, now people are pushing back on it. Square Enix published Forspoken and the Avengers. Yeah, and those are the people that they fired. That's my whole point, is that they're firing those people because those people are making garbage.
Yeah, great video. Great video. Good one to end the night on. Good one to end the night on. All right, crew. I'm going to be on Gooch's show in 8 minutes, so we're going to set up the raid. But yeah, that was awesome. I can't wait to see more. Is this the end for Square Enix? Is this the beginning for Square Enix? Is this going to change anything? Man, I really don't know. If they did, I need to look more into it. But if the Japanese website for Square Enix actually removed their pro ESG and DEI stances, which I can confirm used to be on the Japanese website, that is huge. So we'll find out. And that's that. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and set up the raid. Bear with me. We're setting up the raid right now. And I want all y'all to go into Gooch's chat. And I want you to say Vital Idol Raid. Let's give him a big show to start off with. For those of you that donated, I truly appreciate it. It means the absolute world to me. I will see you all tomorrow for the lunch hour. Lunch hour will be back. Maybe I'll explain some of the things. Maybe I'm not sure. There's a reason I was gone today for the lunch hour. That's why we're doing this makeup stream. Either way, get into Gooch's show. Type Vital Idol Raid. Until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. And this has been Words of Paradise.